y'all better than them in a lot of ways. Because everybody has things that's great about them that makes them unique. And y'all are better than them in a lot of ways, but y'all not really taking advantage of it because y'all not listening to the men that y'all supposed to be with, but y'all following them off a cliff, which they've been ruining their family since the beginning of time. And so I think that it's unfortunate, but if you go into these spaces and you start to look at a lot of these content creators and these TikToks, white women are much more vulgar, they much more nasty, they talk way worse, and they're very much upfront with exactly how it is that they see, feel, and think about men. And they cool. They'll talk about, listen, hey, I got herpes, but we're gonna normalize it, and it's okay as long as I don't have a fucking outbreak. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like they talk some of the wildest shit that I've ever seen, and they very upfront with it. They ain't even hiding it. And y'all niggas still be taking a dab, going right into the milk of magnesia,
Quinn,
deep diving right into it. Go ahead. We tell our women, we say, listen, you need to get married earlier because by the time you hit 35, you're gonna be hitting the wall. Y'all motherfuckers be finding these bitches that be 50 and 60 and be like, ooh, I got my white men be like, I don't fuck with that bitch no more. And I'm going over here to get me a younger one. I'm gonna trade in my 40 for 220s, and y'all niggas be seeing the 40 and saying, yo, I'm rocking with that because she fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a fact. Add on to that.
I had sex with a 22-year-old less than 3 hours ago.
Somehow, some way, white women have done a Jedi mind trick to make y'all think that they pussy is better, but that shit is not better at all whatsoever. They women just like everybody else. They just finesse y'all.
That's an illusion. That's not even the case. It's just most people just don't. It's like a woman is a woman at the end of the day. Like they just don't discriminate. Yeah, so like it's not about black and white. Like the only time it makes a difference is when you talk about personality traits and the person you want to settle down with for the rest of your life. All that other stuff is just it's just like, all right, I'm not gonna cut nobody off because of their nationality. So if you're a cool person to me, if you treat me well, if you show me that you can do what I need you to do, then that's what we're gonna do. It's like some people move like that, and some people are strictly like, nah, I'm gonna date this no matter what. So I'm gonna find what I want in this set. All right, cool. Do you? I mean, ain't really nothing wrong with it, but like, I don't think like the stuff that people say online is just for clicks and giggles. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no. I
like,
think
no, it's all the same.
You're wrong. I think that it is okay to have preferences. I also agree with
you. I didn't say it wasn't okay to have preferences.
I agree with you. Just give me a second. Let me help you out. I agree with you. I think it's okay to have preferences. I also agree with you that I don't believe that people should discriminate when it comes to the person that they like because you should go where you celebrate it and not where you tolerate it. Where I disagree with y'all a lot of times is that you think you're being celebrated, but you're getting set up. You're not always getting celebrated, bro. You're getting fucking set up. And there are cultural differences, especially when you're coming from an environment where you don't know where you're going and you don't know that you're getting set up. And you think that they like you, but they really objectifying you and they using you for what it is that they can get out of you, which is one of the reasons why a lot of these fucking NFL players that grew up in the hood, see, when you look at the context, a lot of these guys didn't come from environments where they were actually attracted to these women, and that was the majority of the women that was around them. This is a new thing. And they getting fucking finessed, and they getting taken for everything that they got, and they hitching onto them when they finally get to a certain space and it's not conducive for their life. And so it's a difference between preferring and wanting something that's best for you and getting finessed when you don't really understand what you're getting yourself into. And it is cultural differences. And if you don't understand it, then you're going to get your ass, you're going to get finessed. You're going to lose everything. And I see it happen every day.
Quinn, you're not going to stand up for your white women?
This conversation was had 3 days ago. Y'all know where I stand.
No, we don't.
I've never been finessed by a woman in period, so I don't care about white women are more calculated, but I do agree that white women fight for their men and black women don't, so there's that.
No, white women fight for their resources in the form of a man. And if you didn't have shit else left, she would leave you in a heartbeat.
A white woman would stay with her man if he cheated. A black woman wouldn't.
Because she's looking at him as a resource.
That's not true. That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true at all.
It's situational. Like it happens and it doesn't happen. Like it's not a definite. Like sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
To say it don't matter about color.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
And that's why I say we all grew up with like monolith because
that's not true.
my generation. for my generation, it was don't do what I do as I say. And then my generation, it was, do whatever makes you happy. And then now in this generation is as long as he got money, so in some ways I think that's where we all see it, as long as he got money and you taking care of it, because like dudes dying now on their wives, they probably ain't, is he dead, as long as I got that income check, they're gonna be straight.
You know what I would have people do? Like go outside in nature and stop listening to what you hear. Because like, is this really happening? Like when you go outside and talk to people, are people on the panel? Are women attempting to use y'all for y'all's money, or is this something that we just hear that happens?
Well, like I said, it happens.
It happens.
No, I said the people on that panel, when y'all go outside, does it happen to
being taken advantage of.
y'all didn't listen to what I said.
Mike.
Y'all didn't listen.
He's asking the wrong question. The first question is, do you got any money for them to finesse you out of it?
Yes.
If you broke,
I mean,
it's not gonna happen.
let's not act like it's levels to this. It's not levels to this shit.
Men get finessed.
Do you have money
They
they gonna go after it in the first place? That's the first question. Because they can't finesse you out of shit that you ain't got.
Men
They
get
come
finessed.
up. When you have money, they come. When you have money and you have status, look, before I got into business, I boxed professionally 18 years. I've been in there with the best in the world. I was also in the music industry around some of the biggest names known globally. The women come when they see the money and they see the status.
Yep,
They come in flocks.
they do.
And that's why it's so hard for a lot of artists on the road to say no and to keep away from that, because it's so tempting, because it's just, it's there.
Yep.
And then it's hard to determine because once you got the money and you got the fame, then it's hard to determine if they're really there for you, or if you're there for you for the money or for the status. And that's the hardest thing. It's like, because when you're there, you're there. But when you're not, then that's why they say, who your real friends are when you lose everything and when you hit rock bottom.
Yep.
So it's hard. That's the part of being successful. It's the hardest thing on at the top, because you don't know who's really there for you, and you don't know who's just there for the money and the opportunity.
But that's why I tell people that they need to build together, and that marriage is largely for people that have resources and for people that don't have resources, and that you're much more likely to be successful and have a level of loyalty with the person that you built it with, because they have a vested interest in seeing you be successful. A lot of people, they get money and then they want to walk away and find new friends, and the people that they find is not people that's going to be in their corner, because they're only using them for that resource. And so you got to stay loyal to the people that's been down with you. I'd rather fix it and figure it out with the person that I know than trying to make it work with the person that just look aesthetically pleasing to you at that moment. Fuck them. I don't need them. But a lot of people, they switch up on the people that a lot of times we always blaming it on the other person. Oh my God, no new friends. Everybody diss me. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you the motherfucker that's the dirty motherfucker that started cutting people off and doing people a certain type of way, or you got too big for your ego. And that's why people don't fuck with you that you grew up with. So sometimes it's you, and we don't want to take accountability for that part either. But I'd rather figure it out with the people that was down with me and help me build it, because I know them and I know exactly what's going to happen with them, trying to figure it out with people that don't have my best interest at heart. So that's just me personally.
Quick question.
Oh, go ahead.
So quick question, Anton. So when you were saying that you'd much rather build with the people that, have been around and whatnot, are you specifically talking to just those people who also move in the space that you move? Because I, for one, can say that I'm quick to cut people off if I don't feel like it's reciprocal energy. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I'm not quick to cut people off that was there with me from the beginning, because I understand that we all grow at different times. I used to be like that. I used to be the type of person that would say, fuck it, if we're not going in the same direction, we just going in two different directions. But as I get older, I'm starting to see it a little bit differently, because
so like
the
levels.
very people that was there for me in the beginning, they still got that same spirit that they want the best for me. So they may not have grown at the same rate that I have, but I still trust them. And I can always figure it out with a person that I trust. I don't care if you may not necessarily be at that level, or you may have a different mentality. we can figure that shit out together. I could work with you, or maybe you can add some other type of value into my life and we can figure that out. But as I get older, I'm starting to learn that the thing that really matters the most is character and love and trust. It's not the money. It's not whether we can network with each other. It's not whether you got a great business mind. It's not whether these people are awesome. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is character, love, and trust. We can figure it out together. I'd rather go broke with you than get rich with him.
Trust
So
is
for
key.
me, it's all about love and integrity and character and trust. But that's something that I had to learn. And I just started really learning that in my 40s. So
Trust is number one. Trust is number one. And trust is not only do I trust you, it's do I trust you to be there for me? Like that's you know what I mean? Like it's not just, oh, do I trust you're not going to screw me over? It's can I trust you to, are you reliable? You know what I mean? Like, and it's the hardest thing when you're on the way up.